My name is Ken Aroni. I'm the owner of Costgenie Software. What we're going to do now is give you a demonstration video on our recipe file. Now we assume that you've seen the navigation video, so we'll get started. I'm going to click on Continue, which is the main menu. Then I'm going to click Recipes. Now this is your recipe list. This is a list of all the recipes that you have inputted. Now for demonstration purposes, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to use the Texas chili and beans. So you would have your recipe beside you. The first thing you would do, you'd type in the name. This is Texas chili and beans. The next part in the red is the most important part of a recipe. It's the yield. And in order to get a cost, you have to know the yield. It's the same way we did in inventory. This is 1 gallon. In some cases it could be 2 6 quarts. So this is why we have the blank one. The next is the menu portion. Normally this would be the lowest denomination. This would be 1 fluid ounce, because this is going to be used in the menu item and you can use any number with it. But in this particular case we're going to use 8 fluid ounces. The cost is 93 cents. The menu price is $2.50, so the menu cost is 37%. This kind of gives you an idea of what it's going to look like when you get to the menu item file, and you know you have to do some work already. This here, it gives you a chance to kind of do a what if to get a good feel of what this is going to be. The next part, the green, is the category. We'll have main categories, subcategories. Again, you'll create these categories. The next one is the source. We like to be able to have you so you know what type of recipe and where it came from. The use format is institutional, metric, or imperial. We normally use imperial. And whether it's current, yes or no. The next 6 items allow you to do main keyword searches. It allows you to filter. The names of these are filled in at the beginning when you first open the program, and it'll be covered more in the manual. Now here, if this is filled in, it's a sub recipe. This tells you whether you have a production sheet. This is how long it took, and then you put the name of the person that verifies it. This allows you to put a picture in, and this allows you to make notes and variations that will show up on the recipe. The recipe description is used in conjunction with the catering file. This allows you to put a description on your catering menu. And once again, the notes and variation, these can be used, and also they will show up on the recipe card. On the cook's version of the recipe card, you'll see it down here. So now we're going to go to return, and I'm going to talk about the yield adjustment and nutrition facts. These will be covered more in the manual as far as the yield adjustment, but you can adjust your fat, which will adjust the nutrition. And say you have ground beef, you could reduce the fat by 20%, and the same with moisture and other things. The nutrition is tagged. When you look at the ingredients, you'll see that each one of these has a calories count or nutrition facts attached to it. Now this isn't the actual track. This is based on the quantity in the unit. Also, again, you have a URL. If you found this recipe on the internet, you can have the address there. Now I'm going to talk about another unique feature. This is nutrition labels. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to put one label, and this is going to show us what our labels. So you can print nutrition labels and then put them on packages. It also has a USDA evaluation, which we'll cover in the manuals. Next, we're going to go to ingredients. You're going to find these are very easy to input. On the hint, you type the first 3 letters of the item. No more than 3, and no less than 3 and no more than 4. You click your tab, it'll find your items. This is the same thing throughout the program. So this is how you would input it. In this particular case, you have garlic, you want it chopped. This is the pack description. This is how it shows up in the inventory. So if I click on this and went to inventory, it will show this item in case you had some questions on it. Another thing down here, you'll see we have sub-recipes. For example, if this was a recipe for lasagna, there'd probably all be sub-recipes. So this, once again, this takes you to the inventory. All sub-recipes are put into inventories, so you can also inventory them. Then you can look at the recipe, look at it, make any changes or adjustments that you think, and then you would go back to the recipe ingredients. So these are the same thing. These are your tabs. This is the quantity. This is the calories. Now these red squares there is the little advanced feature which allows you to put these into different categories like teaspoons and tablespoons and convert to weight. Once you have your recipes in, then you'll put a procedure in. This procedure can be cut and paste in there. So you can get it from any recipe and cut and paste it. Now, one other feature is a scaling factor. This allows you to scale this. So if you wanted for 5 gallons, you'd put here and you'd put 5 gallons, 5. And then when you put the recipe together, it would show this is for 5 1 gallons, and these amounts would all be adjusted. Alright, one last feature, get back to the recipe list. You have this green bar, which is very similar to the inventory, which allows you to sort. But one of the neat things is this helps you find you can look at and see what your highest and lowest price is on your cost. And sometimes if you'll see this, you can pick up a mistake. If it's too high or too low, then you know there's a problem. We can also create production sheets, and it'll also give you a nutrition list for every item. Well, that's it for the recipe file. Thank you.